Hello, this is Dan, and I will be making a guide for you to kind of give you a guideline on how to kill corp. What we're going to start with here is we're going to go on to our inventory, and we'll check out what you need here. Uh, Generally, I bring extremes because, they're just, I see them as more proficient. I've lasted just as long as people with overloads, so, I mean, plus I don't. It's just kind of expensive to get overloads too. So I mean, I just use extremes. But you just bring with a few prayer pots. They pretty much do you well. I mean, there's you could bring with super restores too, but I just use prayer pots. They don't corp doesn't really reduce your stats that much other than summoning, so it's not necessary. But obviously, I have before that a spec weapon. I brought Vandos God Sword. You could bring Barrel Chest Anchor, Steadiest Warhammer, whatever suits your need. But I bring with Vandos God Sword. And, one of each extreme if you're using extremes. Otherwise, you could have an entirely different setup for overloads. But for extremes, I just bring one of each because I pot like every other time. And usually seems to work pretty well. But after that, bring teleports. Don't forget that. I bring teleports to house so I can go right to canvas or Corel, whatever you want to call it. But that's usually the fastest banking method in my opinion. Plus you can recharge prayer at your house along the way. And obviously you need a games necklace to get there unless you feel like running a lot. So get one of those. And after that, just fill out the rest of your inventory with food. You could use, whatever you need. I'd recommend sharks or above, but I use tuna potatoes since they're not too bad for cost, and they're pretty good. Heal 220, but so after that, just you wanna. I mean, before that, you probably want to get set up for equipment, but I just have Helm of Nizianat. I mean, that's probably one of the best helms. You could have a fighter helm too, I suppose. But got my cape. You could use a variety. Soul Wars cape, Arty cape. I just have my Constitution trim cape. You could use Glory, Fury. Those are kind of your two options for amulet. Zami Spear. That's probably your main option for weapon, other than your spec weapon. I use Ganodermic since it's like one of the best armors for corp, but you could use Carol's, or if you're in a mass you could use Black Beehide. Wouldn't recommend it for a small team though. Dragon Boots, Steadfast Boots, they're both pretty good. Barrel's Gloves, probably the best gloves you could get out there. I mean, there's a couple alternatives like Combat Brace and stuff if you're not that good, but I mean, most people want you to have Barrel's Gloves or, something that's close to that. And ring, I brought Berserker. I don't have it enchanted, but you could have that enchanted, or you could have Onyx enchanted. That boosts up your attack a little bit. But other than that, be sure to have your prayers set up too. I have Turmoil, so I have Turmoil. I use Protect from Magic, and it's usually a good idea to have protect item too, since I mean, you might as well save one of your items. Most of the time you'll be able to make it back, but just in case you can't, at least you save something else. But I'm gonna go find a team now, and I will be right back on. Alright, I'm back, and I have a team now. So all you have to do to get here is just right click on Games Necklace, rub, and just teleport the Corporeal Beast, and then you just run through the chambers. Of course, you already know that if you did Spirit of Summer and Summer's End, but you just get here, and you're all good to go. But yeah, as you see, someone just died. Anyway, so once your team is in, which mine is, I'm just gonna see if it's okay. Some people have HP rules where if they don't want you to go in if like corp is half dead or something, and you have to ask before if it's alright. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do that and see if it's alright for me to come in quick. And they really appreciate if you do that, because some teams will even kick you out if you don't. So just always make sure to ask. We'll see what they say here. No. Alright, see if they say no, and it's probably under half. Just want to wait. So I'll start it back up once I'm getting about ready to get in here. Alright, we're back here. And that was not a bad spec here. So we're good. Just getting started off. You know, most of the time you'll be ready at the spawn, which is over here. I'm guessing we'll probably go to it once after this kill. But normally people will form, you know, a square around corp, and they'll just, you know, I mean, it's a good idea. Try and keep spread out if you can. So when he does his little mage attack, you know, it can range from, I think it's like a 3x3 square or something like that. But yeah, I mean, it can spread out for quite a bit, so just want to spread out from that. But you know, just always keep your prayers on, and you know, keep protect item on if you want to. But yeah, and just don't get in the way of corp underneath them either. You kick your ass, you know, just stomp on you, hit like a 500 or something. You don't want that. You know, like I was trying to say it before, but you know, always keep your health above 600, because at any given time, corp can just rape you. I mean, I've seen it happen to so many people. You know, they're not watching. They look away for a second, and they just die. I mean, you want to be smart. Just keep your health above when you can, because shit happens in an instant. Especially when you're in smaller teams like this. I mean, you can go through food quite quick too if corp decides not to like you one round. And you can see that guy just died. But generally, when you hit high, corp will probably come up and tank you, because he just does that and indicates that you're a threat or whatever. So he'll say screw you and come and hit you. But now me and him are dueling. It's kind of a hard job when you don't have a stunner. I mean, the stunner, you know, he'll just use Emmy bolts and try and kick the core's ass, keep him down, so he doesn't constantly hit like 100s on you when you're getting tanked like I am. It's kind of hard to move around while you're sitting there getting hit every 5 seconds. That's why most teams will try and get someone to stun for them. But you know, other than that, just if you don't have a stunner, try and move around a lot. I mean, trying to anticipate where the core is going to go, because you never know. I mean, you could wind up tanking and having the core on you, and I mean, I've seen people die in literally 1 second or less from that happening. But you know, just keep your eyes on your health, and you should be fine. You know, eat when you can. Should all be good. And there's one drop from them. I had to use all my food for it, but that's kind of what can happen when you don't have that many people. So I'll go and get restocked up quick. Just use a teleport to house. I can just go through this once. I mean, if you're using this method, works pretty well. You know, and just go through that. Keep your prayer out there close, and close to your teleport room as well. And I like to use Corel since the bank's like literally right there. And you just go along. We'll access that. And 1 second here. And then we'll just do a quick restock up here. I didn't use that many extremes. And only use 1 dose of each, so we just kind of skip redoing that. Just teleport back. And just run across. I think my BGS spec is restored. You don't ever want to forget about that either, you know. They do pretty good and they lower defense pretty well against corp if you can actually hit, that is. But I mean, anything helps. So team's in now since I don't see him outside. Yep, they're in. 108. It's not the worst spec. Make sure I'm fully potted here. And just keep an eye on him. It's kind of an example of the high hit when corp just likes to switch to you there. I mean, I suppose you can use protect from melee as well. I use protect from mage because it seems like he does a lot more mage attacks than he does melee. I mean, people say that, you know, you use protect from melee, it absorbs all the damage, and protect from mage only absorbs some, but I still find it as more effective since, yeah, he uses it way more. He uses magic way more. But here's an example of tanking the core. You just, when someone hits it with ME bolts E, it'll stop hitting you constant 100s, and it'll kind of calm down. I mean, it'll still hit you every once in a while, but it goes way slower. So then all you have to do is stand there, make sure someone's standing there, just so, you know, it doesn't go around and keep hitting constant 100s on everybody. It's better to take a small sacrifice. But yeah, and then when you get low health, if corp's not tanking you, you can just use soul split, or if he just randomly switches to you like that, doesn't really help. But nice. 150 mahogany logs. But here we'll try and see if we can get into a formation now. Just normally we'll have like one person there, we'll have one person over on this side, and then have one person up here, and have one person over here as well. You know, if you're doing 4-man, that's how they like it. Or, you know, if you're doing multiple, you just set people up along the corners, or you just want to keep you want to keep a decently spread out team. You don't want it all packed into one little area. You want to keep it kind of far away so it doesn't hit the multi-attack on you too much. And I have to rapidly eat here. It's pretty close. 110 health. But all you can do is eat and hope that you get back up. Move a little bit away from that guy. Always keep an eye on your stats too. I'd say for sure if you're using extremes and you're at 99, your skills for sure pot up when you hit 120. Because otherwise, it's just beneficial to everybody, especially yourself. But I mean, always keep an eye on your stats and your health, for that matter. Well, there goes another guy, and I'll just take you through this last kill here if we make it. Apparently we don't have a stunner, so we're playing dodge with core. Just make sure you run away from him. Keep trying to run around a little bit sometimes. It doesn't always do good for you, but let's see. And the final kill is, oh, my loot. 13 blue charms and pure essence. Not bad. And that's just our little guide on how to kill corp. Hope you enjoyed.